Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this movie review. The fact that you are willing to sacrifice a few minutes out of your day to consume my content really, truly does mean the world to me, and I really do appreciate it. Today we're going to be talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 2, a movie that I've been looking forward to for the longest time. In fact, if you want, you can even see my trailer reaction by clicking on the little eye icon that just appeared, or if you go down into the description. I also did a follow-up review to that reaction video, basically talking about the introduction of Knuckles. So you can see this is a movie I've desperately been waiting for. But guys, before I carry on with the review, there's just one thing I want to say. If you are a Sonic fan, I'd highly recommend that you subscribe, because my very next video is actually an interview with Sonic and Tails. I'm not joking, that's really happening. It's going to be my very next upload. Sonic and Tails interview coming your way. Subscribe, you don't want to miss it. I have to say, this is a movie that blew me away. I had incredibly high expectations of this movie going in, and I think a large part of it was because of the introduction of Tails and Knuckles. I've said in my previous videos that while I'm a massive fan of Sonic, Sonic with Knuckles and Tails is the perfect recipe for me. I grew up playing Sonic 3 and Knuckles, a perfect video game, one of my favorite video games of all time. And for me, how I felt about the first Sonic movie was that if Knuckles and Tails aren't included, it never truly feels like a Sonic property to me. And so this was just every possible thing I could potentially want in a movie. We have the introduction of both Knuckles and Tails, basically bringing the Sonic trio together, in my opinion. And flip, it was just a phenomenal movie. So, before I get ahead of myself, let me actually just say, so yes, a brief breakdown of the story is its continuation, a direct sequel from Sonic the Hedgehog. Dr. Robotnik has returned and he wants revenge, but he's teaming up with Knuckles the Echidna to take down Sonic the Hedgehog. But Sonic is not alone, he's joined by Tails, and the two of them are going to stand up to the evil of Dr. Robotnik. Now, if the storyline does sound a little bit similar to you, that is because it is largely based off of Sonic and Knuckles. This was a game that was actually split into two different parts, which was revolutionary for the time because you actually could connect the two games together. I remember blew a ton of people's minds when this was actually announced and released. So yes, I say I've been singing this movie's praises. Is it a fantastic adaptation of Sonic 3 and Knuckles? No. And why I say that is because there's so many character beats and so many story arcs that are completely different. The only things that remain the same is the very core story. But, and I say this is a massive but, I think the changes they did make are actually a massive improvement, because the Sonic we had from the very first movie changed a lot of the lore of what we know about Sonic the Hedgehog. And of course, Sonic has had many different origins depending on the different games, the different timelines, the different series, and even the different comic books. So the movie decided to come up with quite an original story, and this sequel is able to take from that. We're able to get that original story, but also there's a lot of similarities with pre-existing stories. So if you're a fan of the older lores of Sonic the Hedgehog, you're going to be pleased with this as well. There are tons and tons of Easter eggs for hardcore Sonic fans, but there are also subtle nods that even not necessarily hardcore fans will understand. Overall, this is just an incredibly fun movie. I'm almost 5 minutes in. I don't know how long the edit is, but I'm almost 5 minutes into this review, and I'm genuinely struggling to find things that I didn't enjoy about this movie. I think the voice actors were amazing. Ben Schwartz, again as Sonic, is just a lot of fun to watch. I can never remove him completely from John Ralphio from Parks and Recreation, and in fact there was this one line where he actually sounds like John Ralphio from Parks and Recreation, and I think that might have actually just been a subtle nod to that character. But then we have Idris Elba as Knuckles. Holy smokes, he was intimidating, scary, but also hilarious. This was a role where we have a character who doesn't necessarily speak much, but his charisma is awe-inspiring. I loved every scene with Knuckles, and Knuckles has very quickly become one of my favorite characters after replaying the original Genesis games. And I was really worried that this movie wouldn't do him justice, but thankfully it does. This movie did Knuckles such justice, and I'm incredibly excited to see what this third movie will do, because actually the third movie has already been announced as of yesterday. So I'm incredibly excited to see where this trilogy continues to go, because while I can see where Sonic and Tails' character arcs are going to go, I'm really excited to see what they do about Knuckles. If you're a fan of the Sonic adventure games, I think you're also going to really enjoy this version of Tails. While he doesn't go on the exact same character journey, he goes on quite a similar one. And so that's exciting. Again, I remember reading something online, I don't know who said it, but they were talking about how the Sonic movies aren't exactly going to adapt the games in order. And you can actually see that just in this movie alone. We have lots of influences from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, as well as Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. There are a lot of elements brought in from those 3 games just in this movie alone. So if you are a hardcore Sonic fan, I can guarantee you're going to be excited after watching this, because you want to see what they're going to be bringing in next. So this entire review, I've been speaking very much from a hardcore Sonic fan perspective, but how is a casual movie goer going to enjoy this film? Well, I have to say I went with my fiance, who is not the biggest Sonic fan, but and she doesn't have anything against Sonic. She doesn't. It's just that there was never a franchise she was brought up on. And so, but she found the movie quite pleasant. I remember, like, did you enjoy the film? And she said the only thing that she truly struggled with was Dr. Robotnik. And I agree with her in that regard. Dr. Robotnik, in my opinion, was the weakest character, not just in this movie, but in the previous movie. Jim Carrey is an amazing performer. He did get some laughs out of me. And I think it's a well-written character in the fact that Dr. Robotnik is intelligent. He isn't this dumb villain. He's an incredibly intelligent villain. But the fact that he is constantly over the top and overboard can become a little bit garish, can become a little bit overwhelming. But again, Jim Carrey is phenomenal. I do have to say, though, I really miss the old-fashioned Robotniks. And I'm talking about, Robotnik from Sonic SatAM, Sonic the Hedgehog, where Dr. Robotnik was actually just pure evil. There was no comedy or humor around him. And so I'm really missing that type of Sonic. But I'm very excited for where this franchise is going. Honestly, I could not recommend this movie enough. I think it's phenomenal, it's hilarious, it's funny. The VFX in this movie are incredible. There's only one scene in the whole movie where I was kind of watching it going, okay, those visual effects are very, very janky. And you'll know exactly what scene I'm talking about when you watch it. It's in the 3rd act. But up until that point, phenomenal. And I was actually also blown away by the cinematography. There are scenes in this where if they need to be a little bit spooky, they will make sure that those camera angles move about and the color grading changes. You're going to feel like you're a little bit creeped out. And there are some absolutely breathtaking, stunning shots where we've got Sonic falling down a mountain, or spoilers, I'm not going to say anything else because I was about to dive into the 3rd act there. But there are just some beautiful, beautiful shots in this movie. And so guys, I couldn't recommend it enough. Also, flipping great action sequences. Amazing action sequences, a lot of fun. So you've got a film that's hilarious, got great action, it's beautiful to look at, and characters that go on a journey that's engaging and exciting. But yes guys, thank you so much for watching this movie review. It really does mean the world to me. I really, truly do appreciate it. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. Just remember, I've got that Sonic and Tails interview coming out soon. You don't want to miss it. I hope to see you guys there. You guys are awesome. You are the best. Knuckles is the only playable character, the only main character, the only good character to ever stand up to a super version of an enemy in the original Genesis games. That just shows how incredibly powerful Knuckles is. In many ways, Knuckles is the complete opposite and rival to Sonic, even down to their color palettes. And of course,